we're going to have a couple of blankets or towels handy, and we're going to find a nice comfy seat. Make it a little quieter. So settling into a shape where your body feels supported. And maybe letting the eyes close here. There's this world where everyone has an awareness of this pursuing force. I'm thinking of this force like the nothingness in Never-Ending Story, right? This thing that is unexplainable, but is intrinsically negative. And I'm thinking of this world that is desolate, foreign, desert-like, hot, stiflingly hot. Give ourselves just 30 more seconds as we settle in. When it feels appropriate for you, let the eyes open. If they happen to be closed, we'll take our right hand over to our left thigh or leg, and left hand can just come to the floor, hip, whatever feels appropriate. And let's just find a nice twist. Try to keep the spine nice and vertical here, and try to anchor that right leg as you're rotating. Depending on how the anchoring is going and how the rotation is going, we may feel this in the lumbar spine, but it's also possible that we get some of this medial line activation from the twist. Really got to be anchored on that right leg for that to be possible, so that we find some space there. And then we'll relax it back to neutral and just find our way into a forward fold. So whatever seat orientation you've chosen, just find a nice little forward movement. You can be kickstand here, you could be forearmed here, you could be forehead to the floor here, but we're just looking for a tilt of the torso forward. And as you're getting into this forward tilted position, think about both sides of the sacral bowl, of the ilium, finding a level neutral. And from that pelvic bowl's neutrality, allowing the entirety of the torso to just kind of resynchronize with balance. it feels appropriate, we'll walk ourselves back up into a vertical spine, and we'll take our twist to side two. So left hand to right leg, right hand to the floor or hip, and just finding some rotation. The more we can anchor that left leg, the more possibility we have for expansiveness of that medial line. But if medial line is not in the sensation field here, we're getting that nice big lumbar twist. We'll give ourselves just 10 more seconds here. And when it feels appropriate for you, we're coming back to neutral and tilting ourselves forward into forward fold. Again, kickstand works, forehead to the floor works, forearms work, looking to reset and rebalance the entirety of the torso. And when it feels appropriate, we'll walk ourselves up to seat. Now, if you are seated with the legs crossed, we're gonna swap orientation so that the leg that was further from the glutes becomes the leg that's closer to the glutes. And we'll refine our verticality. Right hand to left thigh, left hand to the left hip or floor. And we're back into our rotation. Think about that vertical spinal orientation as you twist. So the desolateness of this world is unique. And there are signs that this world wasn't always desolate. And we'll relax back to neutral. And we're going to take ourselves into a forward fold. There's this person who has been pursued by this dark force. For as long as they can remember. You know, the difference between this and the nothingness, right? A never-ending story is that a never-ending story, there's life. Where the nothingness goes, it is ripping things up. It's not like that in this world. In this world, there is desolation. And there is this pursuant force on this person. When it feels appropriate, as it feels appropriate, we'll walk ourselves back up to vertical. Left hand can come to right thigh, right hand can come to the floor or hip. If you've ever been way out in the desert You may know that feeling. Isolation, stillness. And yet things are never perfectly still. And you're never perfectly isolated. But when you get out in the middle of something like a desert and you're all alone, we'll relax back to neutral and find our way into our last little seated fold. When you're all alone out in the middle of the desert, it can be easier to feel how small you are, to feel how vast the world is. And for the few inhabitants of this world, that is their constant experience. Give ourselves just 15 more seconds here. When it feels appropriate, we'll walk ourselves back up to a vertical spinal orientation and extend our legs out in front of us. Let's grab both of our props here. And before we get comfy, we'll take blanket or towel from a shelf fold to a hot dog fold. And same thing with the second, shelf fold to hot dog fold. And we'll just set those next to us so that they're easily mobilizable, and then lower ourselves onto our spine. Let your whole body be received here. Let your whole body be at ease here. And then when it feels appropriate for you, let's bring our knees into a bent position if they're not already, so the kneecaps can point towards the ceiling. Arms can be at cactus T or by your sides. Splay the toes out nice and wide so that you have really nice activation in the feet. And then with an exhale, let's lift ourselves into a nice little neutral bridge. Just looking for this singular angle across the interior of the body. And then relax yourself back down to the mat. Let's just do that a couple times, just as our own pace, to our own depth, at our own height and desire. And we're just looking to kind of feel the spine as it articulates up and down in this angle. Feel the anchoring point of the thoracic spine as the lumbar lifts away from the mat. Note how the torso shifts. And then the next time that you lift the belt line up into your bridge, let's slide our prop stack right underneath us so that we can end up in a little bit of a elevated bridge. Now we're using blankets or towels here, so we have to be a little bit accommodative of their density. So we want the most solid base we can create underneath the sacrum. And that may mean that there's a little bit more blanket or towel on the lumbar than you'd have if we had a block, which we could be very direct in the location of. But make sure your sacrum feels like it's flat so that we're not sliding off in either direction, that we're not angling the pelvic bowl in either direction. Flat and stable is what we're looking for here. And then let's just settle into that for a moment. We've done some work with some twists here that have impacted our torso. See if you can find that space that we've created with our rotations in the new way we're orienting the body here. You also do not need to keep the knees bent. So if extending the legs would feel better, you're welcome to do that. Just keep in mind that the leg extension does accentuate the bend in the body architecture and therefore has an increased impact in the way this shape impacts you. And so that may or may not be appropriate or beneficial for you. So even in this world of desolation where you are constantly pursued by this force, there is a salvation somewhere out there. An oasis exists. A blissful, tranquil paradise where this negative entity that pursues you your whole life cannot interfere. And so this person this weathered, tired person who can never truly rest, can never truly nourish, can never truly quench their thirst. Has made another in a long line of promises to themselves, another promise that they will find this oasis. They are currently in this relic from another time, this abandoned town, what we might think of as a ghost town. Time before this nothingness, maybe. It's hard to know exactly. And in this world, the few inhabitants that exist are constantly making these calculations. How long can they spend in any one place? How long can they be static? Because the longer they're awake and static, the less time they'll have to rest and recoup in stillness at night. Because that thing that's pursuing you never stops. And so every moment you spend still, it gets closer. And so, in this ghost town, this person has come upon this door to this building, old, weather-worn, sandblasted. The door's locked. Most of the doors that are closed are locked. Thankfully, the wood's so rotten that a kick or two and they'll crumble inwards. I kick open this door and they found something. Kind of the prize, the treasure of abandoned buildings. It's this old corner store, we might think of it as. So there's all of these packaged food goods. There are coolers along the back wall. They're, of course, long since operational. Most of the food in most of these places has been eaten by some type of critter. Packages torn open. But this place looks like it hasn't been touched in 100 years, maybe 200 years. There's a thick layer of dust. In this world, this is as good as it gets. Give ourselves just 30 more seconds here in this supported bridge. When it feels appropriate for you, we're going to take our props, lift our belt line up, and push the props down so that the tailbone can come down to the mat without being interfered with. And then we'll bring our feet on top of the props, let the bottoms of the feet come together and the knees fall out wide. So we end up in a little elevated supine butterfly. having the elevation doesn't feel like it's beneficial or impactful, you could remove it, let the feet come back down to the mat, and then you could use your props to support the lateral edges of the legs. So this person, upon seeing this treasure trove of nutrients, grabs as much as they can, and then quickly exits the building. And they look at this door and they're desiring a way that they could reclose it. It's unfortunate that they kicked this in, because now this treasure trove of nutrients is certainly going to get the critter treatment with nothing to protect it. But there's not much time for that, because they've been still and they need to get moving. There's a strangeness, maybe an additional strangeness, to being around all of these empty buildings. The isolation and desolation of this world always feel more intense. These old burnt out towns. And so as they leave, as they're back into this vast, barren landscape that is all-encompassing, almost always, it's a relief in many ways. Something about being in those towns makes you feel like you're being watched, even though you know you're not. Every sound in those towns feels like it might be a threat, even though you know it's not. But as this person finds their way back out into this emptiness, this desert landscape, full of resources, they're feeling something they haven't felt in a long time. Maybe hopefulness. It's hard to know. But there's not time to think about that either, because the Oasis is somewhere out there and they've got to get going. Give ourselves 30 more seconds here. And when it feels appropriate, we're just going to extend our legs over the prop. Now we're just thinking about this as an unwinding of the external rotation of the hips. So there's a likely tendency here for the femurs to be a little bit externally rotated. If you want to just ensure that the femurs are neutral, and let your body land here. We don't need a ton of elevation in the legs, but we want a little bit. So the propping, because it's likely a little bit thin, having it under the hamstrings instead of the knees kind of shortcuts our ability to lift the pressure off of the legs. So if the propping got a little bit further away from your glutes here, you may want to squeeze that in and see if you can give a little lift to the hamstrings. And just think about this as kind of our reset back to neutral. And we'll give ourselves about 60 more seconds here. And when it feels appropriate for you, let's bring the knees into a bent position so that we can remove that propping from underneath us. And then keep that knee bent position. Feel the sacrum neutralize. We're going to take our left ankle across our right thigh. And we're headed to a figure four twist. There's two ways we can do figure four twist. We're going to go to the more relaxed version. So the left thigh is going to come down towards the floor mat. The ankle here, we do not want this left ankle to collapse. So we want to stay active enough in the left leg that we maintain the ankle integrity. I like to lift the right foot onto the toe mound, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You could go onto that medial edge, but I like to be on the toe mound to get a little bit of extra height. next few days. The trekking is good. It's fast. The desert is flat. And each day the progress is enough. This person feels like they can sleep at night. Even a little bit restfully before they have to wake up and maintain or rebuild that distance between them and this nothingness force that is pursuing them. We'll give ourselves 60 more seconds here. When it feels appropriate, we're going to bring the legs back to neutral, drop that left foot off of the right thigh, and just give yourself a little sway. Kind of feel that bilateral variance here in the hips. Want to let our body just return to a neutral state. We'll give ourselves just 15 more seconds to find that. And eventually, there's going to come a time when you feel like the pelvic bowl is neutral again. And we can reverse our leg cross, so right ankle across the left thigh. We want to maintain that ankle integrity on the right leg, and we're bringing the top of the right thigh down onto the floor mat. And we're just settling into this little figure 4 twist, side 2. One morning, person is woken by a terrible sound, and their eyes shoot open, and they can see this darkness barreling down on them. And they look around their camp and they cannot believe they slept in this much. They just must have gotten too relaxed. All of these days of progress have been wiped out in one night. And this thing is right behind them. And they try to gather as much of their stuff as they can, but there's just not time. And what few things they get, they'll have to appreciate later, because movement is the only solution here. And they start barreling forward. And all the while, they're thinking about how they just cannot believe that they did this. They cannot believe that they destroyed all of this distance, this space that they had between themselves and this pursuant force. Last 60 seconds here on the second side. And so this, for the first time since they got access to all of those nutrients, they're not thinking about when they find this oasis. They're thinking about getting away from this force that is pursuing them. And they're thinking about how stupid they were for letting this happen. Why couldn't they have just woken up an hour earlier? They're not foolish enough to run through the desert. This force isn't fast. It's constant. They are moving as fast as they can safely move. When it feels appropriate, we bring our knees back to neutral. Let that right foot come down off the left thigh and start your dynamic knee sway once again. Thinking about rebalancing the sacrum. And when it feels appropriate, let's let our knees fall to the left. And we'll just anchor ourselves here for a brief little static pause. feels appropriate, we'll bring our knees back to neutral. Feel the body re-land, and then let the knees fall over to the second side, the right side. Something different about the way that this nothingness is pursuing this person. They're moving faster than they should need to move. Get away to create space. Space isn't being created. They're being closed in on. Almost like it got too close. And now it has a target on them. And so the idea of moving quickly but safely goes out the window. They start to run. And they start to run faster. But this thing is getting closer. When it feels appropriate, we'll bring our knees back to neutral. Let your body land here. Let's pull the thighs in towards the torso one time and just give ourselves a nice little squeeze. And then just ask yourself if there's anything you could benefit prior to Shavasana. If there is, let's offer that to ourselves. If you have everything you want, if you're ready for your version of stillness, then let's drift into a shape where we can appreciate being still. And we'll just find our way into ease. So no matter how fast this person starts to move, this thing that's chasing them continues to close the distance. pursuant gets closer and closer, and this terrible sound gets louder and louder behind them. They are running and attempting to look over their shoulder. And they trip, they fall, and they land splayed out against the hot ground of the desert. Just kind of squeeze their eyes shut and wait for this darkness to overtake them. And it does. But it doesn't come with pain. Instead, the air around them starts to instantly cool. Clouds start to rain. And they start to feel this vitality around them. We'll start to bring some movement to our fingers and our toes, into our wrists and our ankles, into our elbows and our knees, our shoulders, our hips, our neck, our head, our jaw, our eyes, our tongue. Eventually, the entirety of our body will move. We'll utilize that movement to transition our way back into a seat. A lot of things kind of come together for this person as they are washed over with this newfound reality. We'll let our eyes close here. When it feels appropriate, we'll inhale our hands together, heart center. Over the course of the next 7 days, can you remind yourself that happiness is not a destination we arrive to. The sensation that we stop running away from, and see how that impacts your experience. Thank you so much for being a part of this morning's practice and for being you. Namaste. Happy Sunday, guys. Appreciate the heck out of you being here and taking care of yourself. Nice to see so many of you. Have a wonderful day if I see you tomorrow. And if I see you next week, have a wonderful week. Bye.